Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani, and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings.
Today's episode is critical for those who are building in one of the most hyped and hardest industries on the planet, digital healthcare. According to the Focused Ultrasound Foundation, 75% of medical device startups fail, and up to 98% of digital health startups don't make it past their early years. Many of these are venture-backed startups led by brilliant teams tackling real problems, but they still fail. This episode will be broken into 5 thematic parts, each focused on a core contributor to healthcare startups' failure, followed by a conclusion with key lessons for founders. Let's dive in. Part 1. Misunderstanding the market. Let's start with the single biggest killer that is building something no one really wants or no one can actually buy. As a founder, you might say, hey, my product solves a real pain. Well, maybe, but in healthcare, your buyer and your user are rarely the same person. Digital health isn't one unified market. It's actually comprised of 4 very different categories, such as A. Direct-to-consumer or patients. They want Amazon speed, Netflix prices, and most of them won't pay out of their pocket. Unless your product solves a very urgent, clear, and personal pain point, they'll scroll past. Oura Ring nailed it by focusing on sleep, not general wellness, a clear value for the buyer. B. Providers such as doctors and hospitals. Here's where dreams go to die for many startups. Why? Because the sales cycle is long. 10-plus decision makers, outdated tech stacks, and change resistance as thick as molasses. Doctolib started with solo practitioners. It got traction, and only then it expanded. C. Payers such as insurers, employers, government. These folks control the money, but they want proof. Can you reduce costs in 6 to 12 months? Or improve outcomes? Show us the return on investment. If not, then you're not ready yet. Omada Health got in by proving it could cut costs. Only then customers took notice. D. Pharma and biotech. You're not selling features here. You're selling faster trials, better data, and less delay. Unlearn AI used synthetic control groups to cut trial timelines, and that's a huge ROI. Bottom line, know who you're selling to and don't confuse interest with willingness to buy. Part 2. The funding mirage. So, you might have raised your seed or even a juicy Series A round. But remember, in the healthcare, cash burn is real and traction usually takes a long time. A lot of startups underestimate just how long it takes to validate clinical efficacy, navigate approvals, and build trust with cautious buyers. According to SciS Creations, many digital health startups fizzle out simply because they run out of runway, much before they reach product-market fit. And even if they raise more funding, their business model isn't sustainable because of 3 core reasons. A. Selling to patients who won't pay. B. Hoping for provider uptake that never comes. C. Banking on pilot programs that don't scale. And here's the hot tip. Build your unit economics early. Know your path to revenue, even if it's slow and indirect. Part 3. The regulatory quicksand. Healthcare isn't just another vertical. It's a labyrinth of laws, regulations, and red tape. And for many founders, especially those from tech backgrounds, it's a rude awakening. You can't move fast and break things when lives are on the line. Navigating HIPAA, FDA clearance, CE marking in Europe, all of this takes time, expertise, and legal firepower. And here's the kicker. Even after you do get regulatory clearance, that doesn't guarantee adoption. You still have to integrate into archaic hospital systems, convince skeptical clinicians, and deal with procurement bottlenecks. Many founders build amazing medtech startups, but forget the messy realities of implementation. Part 4. The clinical credibility gap. Here's the ultimate truth of a health tech startup. If your product doesn't show real clinical value, it won't survive. Healthcare isn't impressed by flashy user experience or AI jargon. It wants evidence through clinical trials, peer-reviewed papers, and real-world data. Too many founders overpromise what their AI-driven startups can do. But when results fall short, trust evaporates. The worst part is that some startups never even bother to validate scientifically and then wonder why doctors aren't using them. Let's be clear, if you're not improving patient outcomes or streamlining provider workflows in a measurable way, you're just noise. Part 5. The Partnership Trap. Let's talk about partnerships. Everyone wants one, with a hospital, insurer, pharma giant, etc. But here's the hard truth. Most partnerships fail due to misaligned goals or interests, slow timelines, or plain old bureaucracy. Startups chase strategic alliances without asking, what does the partner actually want? How do we define success? And who's accountable? One founder remarked, "We spent 9 months working on a pilot with a hospital and it never even launched." So it's about traction, mutual value, and clear deliverables. To conclude, let's wrap with the 5 biggest takeaways for anyone building in digital health. A. Know your market deeply. Understand how each stakeholder buys and tailor your approach accordingly. B. Validate, then build. Make sure your product solves a real, urgent, clinically relevant problem before you write a single line of code. C. Plan for the long haul in the healthcare space. This industry moves slowly. Your funding and go-to-market plan need to reflect that. D. Invest in scientific credibility. If you don't have the data to back your claims, you won't last, no matter how slick the user experience. E. Pick your partners wisely. Start with small, tangible collaborations and always define success metrics from day one. Building in digital healthcare is not for the faint of heart. But if you get it right, the impact is massive. You're not just creating a unicorn, you're literally saving lives. Folks, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Join us next time as we continue exploring the dynamic world of startups and the valuable lessons from their journeys.